Your heart's racing, your chest is tight, your brain spinning worst case scenarios like a Netflix true crime series. That's anxiety. And yeah, it sucks. But what if I told you it's actually trying to help you? It's not a flaw, not a disorder, but a survival feature. The same ancient tool that kept our ancestors alive when danger was real and everywhere. And in today's world, that same tool could be the emotional GPS guiding you towards your goals, if you know how to use it. And who am I to tell you this? My name is Dr. Sulman Aziz Mirza, triple board certified in adult psychiatry, child and adolescent psychiatry, and addiction medicine, and I treat anxiety every day. And I used to struggle with it too, until I mastered it. So when I say you need anxiety in your life, I'm not giving you influencer fluff. I'm giving you the raw, clinical, lived truth. You ever wonder why your brain freaks out before a big presentation? Why your chest tightens before a first date? Why you lie awake replaying what-if scenarios you can't control? That's not weakness. That's not a glitch. That's your nervous system doing exactly what it was designed to do. Let's rewind. Way back. Caveman era. Saber-toothed cat outside your cave kind of vibe. Back then, anxiety was survival. Hear a rustle in the bushes? You get tense. You prepare to run. You live another day. The ones who didn't get anxious? Well, they didn't get to pass on their genes. Fast forward to now, no predators in the bushes, but your brain still thinks dangers around every corner. That unread text, that performance review, that moment your GPS reroutes suddenly, your mind treats all of it like life or death. Why? Because your brain isn't wired for modern stress. It's running prehistoric software in a high-speed, overstimulated world. Here's the part most people don't get. Anxiety isn't bad. It's just outdated code. Misfiring survival instincts. In small doses, it's powerful. It sharpens your focus, boosts your memory, kicks your motivation into higher gear. That jittery feeling before an exam? That's your system saying, this matters, pay attention. That gut punch before a hard conversation? It's your body saying, be ready, stay sharp. It's not sickness, it's a signal. But in today's world, constant pings, alerts, deadlines, the alarm system never shuts off. So what once saved us, now overwhelms us. That's when anxiety becomes pathological, not because it's broken, but because it's stuck on high volume. And this is the shift most people never make. Anxiety isn't an enemy, it's a warning light. It's not there to destroy you, it's there to inform you. And once you stop fighting and feeling and start listening to the message, that's when everything changes. Let's bring this down to earth. Anxiety isn't just some monster that shows up during trauma or panic attacks. It's sneaky, it's every day, and more often than not, it's actually working for you. Think about it. You feel anxious before a test, so you cancel plans, crack open your notes, and grind. Not because you're failing, but because you care. You're anxious about missing a deadline, so you push through, turn it in, and hit send with 10 seconds to spare. You're anxious about saying the wrong thing, so you pause, breathe, choose your words carefully. That's not dysfunction, that's function. Your anxiety shows up where you care the most. Your job, your relationships, your health, your reputation. If you didn't feel anything, you would sit in your ass and do nothing. With no anxiety comes no performance. And that's the paradox. Anxiety is uncomfortable because it's connected to what matters the most. Now, I'm not saying it feels good, but I am saying it serves a purpose. It's like emotional smoke. You don't freak out at the first sign of smoke, you check the oven. You figure out if there's a fire. Same with anxiety. It's not always a 5-alarm emergency. Sometimes it's just your system saying, hey, something important is happening here. Most people hear anxiety and think, crap, something's wrong with me. But sometimes it means you're on the right track. You're leveling up, stretching, pushing past your comfort zone. And discomfort isn't a red flag. It's a growth signal. So next time anxiety shows up, don't just shut it down. Ask, what is this trying to tell me? Because anxiety doesn't mean you're weak. It might actually be your most honest emotion. It shows up when you're about to do something brave, risky, or meaningful. Alright, so we've talked about how anxiety can help, but here's where it gets tricky. Even something helpful can turn harmful when it gets stuck in overdrive. And that's where way too many people are living. not with helpful anxiety, but with a mental alarm system that won't shut up. You're not just nervous before an exam, you're sweating at 3 a.m., replaying everything you didn't study, convinced you'll bomb and ruin your future. You're not just double checking the door, you're checking it 5, 10, 20 times, then replaying it in your head, still not sure you did it right. You're not just socially cautious, you're ghosting your friends, canceling plans, telling yourself you're tired, when really you're terrified. This isn't nerves, this is a full body hijack. Your heart pounds, your chest tightens, your vision narrows, your thoughts spiral, your hands go numb. You're not in danger, but your brain doesn't care. It reacts like your life's on the line. And here's the thing most people don't realize. This kind of chronic anxiety, it rewires your brain. Your amygdala, the fear center, gets trained to stay on high alert. That becomes your new baseline. And suddenly, calm feels unsafe because your system's forgotten what normal even is. That's when anxiety stops being a tool and becomes a trap. You start avoiding life. You start trusting your body. You stop trusting your own thoughts. This is where we move from everyday anxiety into clinical territory. Generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social anxiety, OCD, PTSD, phobias. These aren't just big feelings. They're real conditions, and they can hijack your career, your relationships, even your identity. Now, let me be crystal clear. Feeling anxious doesn't mean you have a disorder, but when it starts controlling your choices, disrupting your routines, robbing your joy, that's the red flag. And here's a trap most people fall into. They think if I feel this way, something must be wrong with me. Or worse, I'll only be okay once all the anxiety goes away. But that's not how healing works. The goal isn't to eliminate anxiety. You don't cure it by numbing it with food or screens or distractions. You don't fix it by pretending it's not there and avoiding it. You fix it by building a relationship with it, by learning how to listen to it, how to regulate it, how to stop letting it run the show. Because anxiety doesn't have to be your enemy. It can still be a guide if you stop fighting it and start working with it. Once you learn the difference between anxiety that protects and anxiety that paralyzes, that's when you start being the driver in your own life story again. Most people treat anxiety like a fight. They brace for it, they battle it, try to outrun it or suppress it, distract from it. They scroll, they binge, they drink, they ghost, they numb. But here's the thing that nobody tells you. The more you fight anxiety, the louder it gets. Because anxiety isn't a virus. It's not a glitch in your code. It's a messenger. And when you keep slamming the door on the messenger, your brain turns up the volume. So what actually works? You listen, without judgment, without panic. You ask, what is this feeling trying to protect me from? What do I actually need right now? Clarity? Rest? Action? Is this fear about the present moment? Or is it a leftover from old pain? That's how you shift from reacting to responding, from spinning out to stepping in. Now let's be real. Sitting with anxiety feels like sitting in a burning room. Your instincts scream, run, hide, make it stop. But if you can sit long enough, you realize it's not fire, it's smoke. It feels dangerous, but it's not going to kill you. That's your nervous system doing its job. Sometimes just a little too well. And this is where tools come in. Therapy teaches you how to decode your mental patterns and rewire your responses. Mindfulness trains your brain to observe anxiety without getting dragged under. Medication, not a weakness, not a personality flaw, just a tool. Sometimes necessary, sometimes temporary. You don't have to white knuckle your way through this. You can move from panic to peace. Not by silencing anxiety, but by changing your relationship with it. And here's what happens when you do. You stop reacting like it's dangerous. You start listening like it's data. You begin to notice when anxiety is whispering something real and when it's just noise. You go from, I can't handle this, to, I know what this is and I know what to do next. That's not just healing, that's growth. And that's power. Here's what no one tells you. You don't need to be fearless to live a good life. You just need to understand your fear and move anyway. We've been sold the lie that mental health means calm all the time, that success means silence in your brain, that if you feel anxious, you're doing something wrong. That's not mental health, that's emotional gentrification. Real growth is feeling everything and still choosing your response. So hear this and hear it loud. If you're anxious, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means you care. It means you're invested. It means there's something at stake. That pit in your stomach before a job interview, that's ambition, not inadequacy. That lump in your throat before a hard conversation, that's integrity, not failure. That pulse in your chest before stepping on stage, that's courage, building itself in real time. Anxiety shows up where your values live. It's not here to ruin you, it's here to remind you this matters. The goal isn't to get rid of anxiety, it's to listen to it, learn from it, and keep moving anyway. Because if you wait to feel ready, if you wait for fear to disappear, you'll wait forever. And that's not how we do things around here. You've got things to build, people to love, shit to heal, a life to live. You don't need to be anxiety-free. You just need to stop letting it run the show. You are not your thoughts. You are the one that's hearing them. You're not your fear. You are the one walking through it. And you are not alone in this. Not now, not ever. Look, I'm not saying this from an ivory tower. I treat anxiety every single day, and I lived with it too. I've doubted myself. I've spiraled. I've sat in that fog wondering if I'd ever be good enough for my friends or my family. And here's what I've learned in clinics and research and in real life. Anxiety isn't a flaw. It's information. It's not something to erase. It's something to understand. When you stop fighting it, when you start decoding it, that's when things finally begin to shift. So if you've been telling yourself, I'll be okay when the anxiety goes away, flip that. You'll be okay when you stop running from it and start building a relationship with it. If you want real mental health content, not influencer fluff, not sugar-coated quotes, but actual strategies, stories, and truth from someone who's lived and studied it, hit subscribe. Stick around. This is just the beginning. Because anxiety doesn't mean that you're broken. It means that you're human. And that's not something to fix. That's something to honor. And oh yeah, if you are thinking about medication for anxiety and trying to figure out the best thing for performance anxiety, check out this video I selected here just for you via the link below. And until next time, be safe and be well.